So a new partnership between the Department of Water Resources and the home of the San Francisco 49ers is going to help conservation efforts at one of California's largest venues. So joining us live to talk about this is Jim Mercurio. He's the general manager of Levi's Stadium. Jim, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so
Good.
much for joining us and talking about this subject. So I think a lot of people are curious to know how a stadium is going to try and be a part of water conservation here in California, and why you guys decided to partner with the water department.
Yeah, so several years ago, it's where it started for us, right? When we looked to design Levi's Stadium, we wanted to figure out a way we could stay and be kind of the first of a generation in terms of sustainability, right? And so what we designed within that is a recycling program for water, which allowed us to kind of conserve, in a brand new stadium where we weren't able to do that in the older one at Candlestick Park. So urinals and toilets and things of that nature are flushed with recycled water. So it gave us a kind of a heads up to kind of continue with our sustainability efforts.
Nice. Okay. And for Californians who have obviously lived here for years, they know how important it is to save water and conserve water because, we deal with droughts on and off all the time. But for people who are moving to California, obviously a lot of people do that. What are some ways that we can save water, and how important is it?
Well, I'm certainly not the expert, to be candid with you. I run stadiums I can run events and things of that nature. But some of the things that we decided to kind of partner with was how can we make some changes to our facility, and then how do we kind of change the culture, how to remind people. Simple things at home could be when you're brushing your teeth, when you're washing dishes, when you're watering your lawns and putting in water resistant or drought resistant plants. Things of that nature can certainly help one kind of household at a time. But what we did at the stadium was able to kind of, instead of having the entire field on the outside of the playing surface, we replaced that grass with turf. So it was able to give us a further reduction in water conservation. But you'll be surprised at what little things you can do. Remember, we're in the winter time, so things that you've got on your drip system or your time schedule for watering needs to be either shut off or altered in some way, shape, or form, just to be able to make a difference in the amount of water consumption, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I know people sometimes they actually install turf in their own yards just so they don't have to water the lawn. Yeah, it's always an option. And, Levi's Stadium has also been really impactful during the pandemic. You guys have done great things during that. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you guys have done throughout this pandemic?
Yeah, thank you. Listen, before the pandemic hit, we opened up as a voter registration. We're very proud of that. People are very proud to be a part of it for the first time, voting inside a stadium, kind of opening it up to folks that might not have otherwise had an opportunity. And then we pivoted, pardon the term, that was the big word for 2021 and 2020, I think, is learning how to pivot. And we pivot from operating events to operating a 350,000 shots that were given to people during the pandemic for COVID-19. So very proud of that effort, spearheaded by our president and our owner of the 49ers, Jed York, and his family were really pioneers in this regard, and being one of the first and certainly the largest in the state of California to provide that many shots for people. It matters.
Yeah. It absolutely does matter. And is there anything that is coming up at Levi's Stadium that people need to be aware of or they can look forward to?
Well, there's always the next game we've got January 2nd as we take on, I think it's the Houston Texans, I think is who we have next, and then hopefully spearheading into some sort of a playoff win. And in 2022, we're going to be as we start to hopefully get back into hosting events again, will be a busy schedule. But for the holidays, I think we just got to be like everybody else, do everything we can to be smart about testing, and we're an advocate for people that get vaccinated for certain. So we'll all be mindful as we go around the holiday tables this year, and certainly as we get into New Year's.
You said it. All right. Jim Mercurio, the general manager of Levi's Stadium, joining us, talking about how they are trying to save water and help our state out. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. Have a good holiday.
All right. You too. Take care, sir. Okay.